Alright, so I'm back with another video. Today is gonna be a cross stitch tutorial. It's Fina Does Arts. So I did promise y'all I was gonna bring this video. Here's a picture of the give you one I did in the last video. I said I was gonna promise y'all that I was gonna have that one, and so here's a picture of it on the screen somewhere. Another thing, I'm not gonna really be doing like just drawing processes like how I normally do my videos. I'm gonna try to bring out tutorials and just drawing challenges and other stuff, just to help grow our content, bring new, new people to the community and stuff. Yeah, on this Hitachi drawing that I was working on, I'm gonna use this to show you how to crosshatch with. As you see, this drawing is not fully complete. It looks a little off because this part with his robe, his clothing, I don't know if it's the robe. I really don't know. But yeah, also make sure you follow my TikTok, my Instagram, and my shorts page. I'm gonna be posting mainly on that page just to grow, so that if you want to see all of my drawings, really, it's gonna be on that page. So go on my shorts page, it's all gonna be right there. Go on my Instagram, it's all gonna be right there. The link is gonna be in the description for all of that. Yeah, we're gonna get straight to it. So when it comes to crosshatching for one, it's your own style. It's your own way of how you cross. Everybody has their own way of cross-hatching. It's a freestyle type of way. So for one, when you cross-hatching, be careful when you're cross-hatching. Learn, you know what I'm saying? The way I cross-hatch, bright colors, I don't put too much in cross-hatching. If it's dark, that's when I put a lot into it. And Tachi is probably one of the best, because he doesn't really work with a lot of colors. He works with two solid colors, which is really just red and black in his clothing. Sometimes white, because the Kasi sign or the Chia sign, whatever that is. I can't believe I already said that. Don't roast me for that. So this part right here is red. This is the red part is inside of his robe, and this part right here is black. So this part is gonna be more darker than this part. And I'm gonna show you kind of how my style of cross-hatching is. I'm trying to work on it to make it look a lot nicer. So especially even this part is red too. So this part right here is red. This is red. This right here is gonna be all black. So that means it's gonna be pretty light on this part and pretty light on this part, the robe. So I'm gonna get into it. All right. So I think when it comes to cross-hatching too, you gotta realize you want to put time into cross-hatching. I normally try to now, and I see why now, because when you're not putting time into cross-hatching, that will really mess up your work. And try to be careful when you cross-hatch. Cross-hatching, of course, is pretty difficult to learn, especially when you're a beginner artist. Like me, I'm a beginner. Like I said, I've only drawn for 8 months. I think I'm going on 9 this month. But I haven't had a year yet. And cross-hatching is difficult. It could be very time-consuming, and you just gotta really, you know what I'm saying? Just take your time with it. Don't ever really rush cross-hatching. I can't speak for nothing. Because it's never that serious. You never really want to rush it. So, just to get straight to it, for one, like I said, I use a Pantograph Cura 1000. I mainly use this just for cross-hatching. I mainly use it. Sometimes, for the shadows and darkened areas, I use the Faber-Castell 8B. So here's a pencil right here. Let me see if I can get it right for y'all. Right here. And I'll put a link in the description of where you can buy it from. They're pretty cheap. I think the whole set was like $20. And this, I use 6B sometimes, just so because the 8B, the lines can get pretty thick. So sometimes if I don't want the lines to get really thick or show too much, I use the 6B. So what we're gonna do, whenever you're cross-hatching, the first thing you always want to do is start off with the layer. Depending on how you cross-hatch, and depending on depending on what the clothing is, you sometimes only just need 3 layers. And cross-hatching, like I said, is really just this. Let me show you. Cross-hatching is really just a line's doing this. You're going straight down, cross, back. And, you know what I'm saying? Cross like that. That's literally what cross-hatching is. That probably was bad because of lighting. That's literally cross-hatching right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring it closer for y'all. That's literally cross-hatching. just lines going across each other. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you will have to curve the lines a little bit to go with the flow of the clothing, which is one thing that I recently started doing. Like I said, I'm not even an artist, but I started really going with the flow of like some of the clothing because that's really important. Just like I said, to bring that part to life. Cross hatching, your drawing could be not that good, but when you cross hatch, it's gonna make your drawing 10 times better. That's one thing a lot of people are really gonna look at. Is, you know what I'm saying, what most of the shadings at and stuff. Like my main art tip is that the most important part when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, drawing anime especially, people really look at is the hair, the eyes, and the clothing. I swear to God, that's really what most people just look at, because those is what, when you're looking at a drawing, looking at an anime drawing, that is what's gonna pop out the most. You know what I'm saying? So that's really just my big tip right there, is that as an artist, really make sure that style of your hair is good, the eyes, and the clothing. You know what I'm saying? People are really gonna especially look at the hair. So that's why I like, you know what I'm saying, the hair is very important, because the hair brings out a lot in the drawing, you know, especially with your style. So to get it started, we're gonna go over the first layer, and I'm not gonna really try to go into too much detail with it. I am gonna do this for like a little bit, and then I'm gonna show y'all the real, like, I'm gonna show y'all the finished process at the end, because I don't want to spend all this time just recording and y'all just see that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we're gonna go over the first layer, and I'm gonna just go over the first layer like this. And like sometimes I use a paper, just to, cause you know what I'm saying, your hands can get greasy. So I just use the paper, just put it right here, and so I don't smudge my work. So we're gonna go over the first layer, and I think I'm just gonna go over it like this. Sometimes when you're doing it, you can go this way, and you can sometimes go back. But like you said, it's your first layer, so don't put a lot of light into it. What that makes sense. Don't put a lot of shade into it, because you're gonna go over back this layer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm probably gonna do about just like 3 layers on this, and that's gonna be about all. Alright, so that's the first layer. So now I'm gonna do the second layer, and since his clothing kind of revolves a lot, I'm just going this way with it a little bit. That's just kind of how I see it. So like I'm gonna go this way with it. Like I said, you can sometimes just go back on it, and don't try to go too hard on it the first couple layers, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of messing up on it. I start. But this, like I said, cross hatching is probably the longest part, because I sometimes spend the longest on the hair, but I didn't really spend too long on it, so I was pretty good with it. I think I'm probably just leave it like that, because I want to add another layer, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out along the way. That's just so this is just the starter layers, and then as you go on, you're gonna end up adding more layers. But those are just your dark and your shading areas. Now, the big thing is relying in the shadows. So this is where at this point you can kind of go on your own style of it, your own way of it. So if you want to add more light layers to it, you can. But this is where cross hatching becomes just a freestyle at this point, because you're at your first little set of layers. Now it's time to go into with the layers in detail. So I think I'm gonna probably just keep going in like this, and kind of just keep and add the shadows, and probably add one more layer. I'm gonna probably use this. I don't know yet, just because this is a solid layer, so I don't really have to add that much to it. It's just a solid black layer, so I ain't gotta really go crazy with it. So yeah, so I'm gonna just do a speed through like how I just did the last 2 layers, and you're gonna see me just do this whole side. If I don't show you how this side, I'm gonna show you how the red one, how I do with the light colors. But if not, yeah, I'm gonna show you how the red color side, and probably just do a speed through of this one just so I can see the rest of it. So yeah, I'm gonna just do this part, and yeah. So now, like I said, just freestyle with it, so you can just watch me along the way. All right, so this is just how dark part went. So the next part, the next little dark layer I'm doing, I'm not gonna record that one, but I will show you how this drawing is to turn out towards the end. Cause yeah, so I'm gonna show you how the red one works. I'm gonna show you how to do it with the light layers, and I will probably very soon, probably like next year or something, we'll have another cross hatching tutorial, because I know my cross hatching skills, style will change over time. So I'm probably going to do another one. Probably not, I don't know, because I will be going to digital art before this year is over. So y'all will catch me on a whole different type of journey, a new chapter with my art. Because probably for a little bit, I'm gonna put the gravity down for a little bit, and you know what I'm saying, bring out the digital pen. So now with lighter colors such as red, well, yeah, depending on how the colors used, like you can't use black, black, kind of can, depending on what the picture is. That even makes sense. I tend to not make a lot of sense on here, I can see, but I don't really get on the mic like that. So when it comes to the light colors, I normally tend to kind of give not too much with it. It varies. Like for my reference, it's kind of darker, like right here. It's just kind of just dark on this part, and it's more red on this part. So I might have a little shade, a little fade with it. Who knows? So I'm gonna show you how it is with the red colors. Same thing, just now, and I'm going to go over this part just so that this can make sense. And I know y'all know this, but sometimes I do go over the outline with it just so that it can make sense. Alright, so one thing too with cross hatching, you're gonna have a lot of scratch marks outside of the actual drawing. So you just clean up with the little, I use the Tombow Model Zero. I gotta get a new one, cause I didn't get the lid for it either. The extra erasers for it either to fill it up, so I'm gonna get a new one. Remind me to keep using HB. Or I'm about to remind myself, because I'm about to use it right now, actually. Well, not right now, but here in a little bit. So with the red one, this part is the red side. So I'm just gonna be pretty light with it. So we'll go over it again. Very light. And to even help a lot, try to have your finger more farther away from the actual pencil itself. And this one I'm gonna kind of rush, because for one, it's a light color, I ain't gotta do much with it, and secondly, I don't want the video to be too long. Like the last one, I mean, give y'all that long video. That boy was way too long. All right, so that's how I kind of do the record. I think I kind of went a little too dark with it, so I'm kind of. All right, so I feel like I kind of still went too like in detail with it. I'm not in detail, too dark with it. But yeah, that's kind of that's kind of it for this tutorial. But I will finish it. I'm not gonna record it just so I can record some clips with it for my TikTok and my Instagram. So I will show y'all the full process. I will show y'all how it looks at the end. Yeah, so it's Fingers Arts. I think the next video is me changing my style a little bit. So I'm just a little challenger video, working with different styles and stuff. So yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.